Mendelian genetics, understanding traits, genotypes, and phenotypes. So, in this lesson, we will learn about definition, that is, genetics, traits, genotype, phenotype, dominant, and recessive, and explain how traits are inherited from parents to offspring and differentiate between dominant and recessive traits. Understand how genotype determines phenotype. Do genes influence our appearance? Look around the room. What are some physical traits you notice that people have in common? What are some that are different? Gregor Mendel, that is father of genetics. In 1866, Gregor Mendel, an Austrian monk, began experimenting with pea plants to study how traits are inherited. His work with self fertilization and cross pollination allowed him to discover patterns in inheritance. So, what is genetics? Genetics is the study of how genes determine traits and how these traits are passed down from one generation to the next. It explains how offspring inherit characteristics and helps us understand the patterns of inheritance. So, inheritance and generations. Mendel crossed pea plant with green seeds and yellow seeds to study inheritance patterns. So, if you see here, that is the yellow seed and green seed, that is the parental generation. All yellow seed, that is F1, first generation, second generation, that is yellow seed, and green seed, that is a 3:1. So trait is a physical characteristic that is inherited from one generation to the next. For example, here is a yellow seed color and green seed color. Genes and alleles. Genes controls and specific trait, but genes can have different versions. These different versions of a gene are called alleles. For example, yellow seed allele, that is a Y, capital Y. The combination of alleles an organism has will decide what trait is seen. Green seed allele, that is the small y. Dominant and recessive traits. Some alleles are dominant, meaning they will always show up in an organism's appearance if they are present. Other alleles are recessive, meaning they are only visible if both alleles are recessive. So here is a dominant, that is the Y, and recessive, that is a green, that is the small y. Homozygous dominant, all the capital Y, that is the yellow. Heterozygous dominant, that is capital Y, small y, so it will be yellow. And homozygous recessive, that is the small y, so it will be green. Genotype is an organism's genetic makeup and the combination of alleles it has for a trait presents the genes ladder. Phenotype. A phenotype is the physical characteristic that result from the genotype, represent the physical traits. Genotype. So here is capital Y and small y. Phenotype, yellow color. So heterozygous dominant. So check your understanding here. You have a pea plant with the genotype Y, capital Y for seed color. What would be the seed color of this plant? Check for, so here's answer, yellow. All right, guys. Thanks, guys, and see you very soon.